Hi, I'm Mary. Thanks for joining me. I'm glad you're here. Today, I'm going to be doing an unboxing of Primitive Gatherings April 2025 Quilt subscription box. For those of you who are new to my channel, I do these videos when I receive the box, but I do not post them until the following month. That gives everyone who already subscribes a chance to see their boxes without it being spoiled by a video. So if you're considering getting one of these subscription boxes that Primitive Gatherings offers, I hope that you find this video helpful. Also, stay tuned to the end because I will show you how far I've come on the progress of the items that were in the February subscription box for Primitive Gatherings quilt boxes. They do their wool subscription box on the odd number months and their quilt subscription box on the even number months. They are two separate subscriptions. I do belong to both, and I love them both. So with that said, let's get to the box. Of course, every box comes with a sheet. This one, it says, "We hope you're loving your quilt box this year." And I am. I really loved the February box. It was right up to my alley. "We've had so much fun picking out new charm packs and creating fresh mini quilts for you. With spring in the air at Primitive Gatherings, it's the perfect time to stitch up a few sweet new small quilts." I don't know about you, but where I'm at, spring doesn't seem to want to be making up its mind. It's been raining a lot, then it's been getting cold, then a couple days it's really warm, and then all of a sudden it starts all over again with the rain and getting cold. So by the time I hope this video, I hope Mother Nature's got things figured out. "We loved creating this charming springtime quilt, Willow Park. Brings a fresh twist to our quilt boxes with its adorable farm-inspired design." Ooh, that sounds exciting. "It's perfect as a sweet baby gift or as a delightful centerpiece on your table this spring." So let's take a peek at that. Here it is. Isn't that lovely? Let's see what the charm pack looks like. So if you're not familiar with these boxes, they send you patterns, usually charm packs or back quarters or something along that line. You typically have to buy your background and of course your backing. But some of the boxes have larger projects. You never know what's going to be inside of them. But they're a lot of fun. And if you're wanting to do some mystery projects and you save some money this way, because you don't know what you're getting. So you might not always get something that you like, but chances are you'll know somebody that would love it as a gift, or in my case, I've not gotten anything yet that I hated, so that's always really nice. But this is really pretty. It's called Willow's Farm by Deb Strang, and I love this. This has got horses on it and some other farm animals. Let's see if we can get a peek at these. Look at that little red barn in there. For those of you who don't know me, I used to ride competitively, and I still love horses. I unfortunately had to give up riding, and that was really hard for me. And part of what made me start into quilting, I had found I had a lot of extra time and needed a new hobby with a new ambition, and so I found quilting, and I love it. I still love horses. I still keep in touch with my friends who show, and I even still keep tabs on my last show horse that I just absolutely adored and is now retired and living in South Carolina, living his life. So, isn't that pretty? And he's a bay. So, this is really cute. This finishes at 34 square and gives the requirements for what else you'll need to buy to go with this. but I like making little wall hangings and things. I don't know if you can see the one that's hanging up behind me. That's a Kim Deal. I found when I first started to quilt, I really liked the small projects, and it was a challenge to quilt so small, but also I think it made me a better quilter because I was doing such small projects, and they had to be really precise because if they weren't, it was really obvious. And I actually think that made me be a better quilter. So, but I'm getting off track. Let's get back to the box. All right. So the next one says, Lucky Stars is a breathtaking collection of half-inch, half-square triangles that come together to create a spectacular display of stars. The best part, the triangle paper are included in the pattern, so there's no need to track them down. Just starch, stitch, and press your fabric to create a stunning mini quilt. We knew this quilt would look stunning in any color, so we've mixed things up by choosing a variety of block fabrics. Which color did you get? And I will say, I love Lisa's half square triangle paper. I use it whenever I can these days. When I first started to try it, I thought, oh, I don't know about it. But the more I got working with it, I love it. When I do half square triangles and I don't use the paper, I am OCD. Everything's got to be perfect. So I'm doing a lot of trimming, and the thing about her triangle papers is once you cut and you sew and you are done with it, it's perfect. You don't have to do all that lining up and trimming and squaring up, and it's great. So if you haven't tried her triangle papers, you should, because she's got me sold on them. Okay, I have blue, and this is really pretty. And this one, it looks like it comes with the background fabric, which is kind of nice. And this is really neat slate blue. I like slate blue. This one finishes at 12 by 12, so it's another small quilt. And I probably will hand quilt this too. I may even with the other. I really do like doing some big stitch quilting, especially if I have an appointment and I can't just sit. I have to have something in my hand while I'm waiting. And so I tend to bring what I call travel projects with me. So it's great to have something that I can do some stitching on while I'm at an appointment, or if I'm just sitting on the couch and relaxing. I love being able to do that. So this is a really pretty design. And I see a big stitch hand quilting project in my near future on this one especially. So let's see what else it says. Who can forget our caramels? We sure can't. Treat yourself to this sweet spring indulgence after tackling those half square triangles. So, and they've got their caramels in here. Those are always a nice little tasty treat. And then the last thing, it says, let's add some fabric to your Thrive quilt. This time you'll receive 7 1/5/8 yard cuts in a variety of gorgeous, vibrant colors, perfect for starting to build your star blocks. Oh, not 1/5, it's 1/6. I think I might need new glasses. Sometimes the numbers look a little bit small for me. So, oh, this is pretty. We're going to be doing, it looks like some stars and some sort of other unusual unit. And these are Pambuda fabrics. Let's see what we've got. We've got a nice kind of a rust orange color in there. I love that. I don't know about you, but I'm a big fan of Halloween and Halloween decorations. And so these are colors that I really like. There's a nice olive. This is pretty. Some great colors. I'm excited to see how this comes out. So I'll get this starched and get started on it very soon. So that is the April 2025 box. Now, let me get this out of the way. I will show you how I've come on my February box. And you'll have to let me know if you think I did good or if I am needing to pick up the pace. I am working on quite a few projects this year. I've decided that this year I'm going to have less work in progress projects. So I am concentrating on finishing up several of my projects. I'm picking ones that are closer to being done and trying to get those banged out into my long armors. And in between that, I'm working on the pixel quilt. That's a big project for me. And working on the items from the wool and the quilt boxes. So I've got a lot going on, but I've always have had a lot going on. I'm always wanted to go in a lot of directions. So if you remember from my video from the February box, I am working on the project that had the homespun. And so this is my background. I've got this really great woven. It's kind of a gray and it's already been starched and I've started cutting. This is kind of some of my leftover. I think it might be an Essex linen, but it's a really nice woven and I thought it would be perfect for my project. So one of the projects that was in that box was this Skipping Stones quilt. Now this is from the February box, not the one that I just showed you. And so far I've gotten all my charm packs. There were 2 charm packs in this and I've got them all cut, starched and cut. And I have them all stacked nice and neatly together. And I've just got to start stitching it together. So that's where I am on that. When I'm done, I intend to hand quilt it as Lisa had instructed and sent a clamshell orange peel template. And I was kind of excited to get that because I do like big stitching. So I'm going to give it a try. And I don't have a big quilt frame, but I do have some larger hoops. So I'm going to try it with that. We'll see, but it's worth a shot. Now on my Thrive quilt, I got all of my little blocks done. They're all in my, I have them all nicely put in a bag here. These little 4-patch. So I've gotten them all finished on that. So I'm right up to date on my Thrive quilt so far. And I will say, if you do a lot of quilting where you do a strip that you've sewn and you need to make a lot of small cuts. Now this wasn't in the box, but this Creative Grids ruler, this little small one that's called Stripology Squared Mini, was perfect to make all my little cuts after it was stitched. And I made the cuts before I'd stitched the first 2 colors together, and I lined up the stitch line, and I was able to cut and then of course resew the pieces to make the 4-patch. But this ruler was a lifesaver and it really made everything just spot on accurate. So I was really glad I had this. This is not one I've used a whole lot except for some small projects, but boy, I was really glad I had it. So something you might want to consider. And again, that was not something that's in the box, that's something I had, but it was perfect for this project. So that is where I'm at on my February box, and I hope you enjoyed looking at the April box, and you'll have to let me know how far you've come along on your boxes if you're following along with me and receive these subscriptions. and let me know what you think of this box. I think it's great. I love the Pambuda fabrics, and I don't know if you can tell, but I am using Lisa's Itty Bitty Backgrounds for my background on this. It's got a little tiny floral print in it, and it's kind of perfect for me. I actually love florals and kind of Victorian looks, even though I'm a big Halloween fan and my house is real primitive. If you were to go into my upstairs guest bedroom, you'd see it's more Victorian, and that's okay. So I really loved that little floral print was a option, so I went with that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up, and be sure to leave a comment. Let me know if you have any suggestions on future content. And again, like I said, let me know how you're coming on your box. And I know she's got another sew along that Lisa's doing, Unity. I have not started that. I would love to. I don't think I'm going to have time to do that one. I'm really trying hard to catch up on some of my works in progress because I've really gotten out of hand with those. I think that might be a normal quilter thing, but I'm really trying hard to get those done. And anyways, I hope you all have a great day, and thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.